Yo, what's going on, guys? Hope everybody had a great Monday. And I haven't spoken to most of you in a week with video in that sense. I was active in chat, but I'm excited to bring this video to you guys because we're, really into a spot now where it's interesting to watch in the markets. Right now, I have the SPY chart pulled up. Yes, I know it is a mess. Don't focus on that. I want you to focus on this triple top and the top resistance line here, which was the top at 281.27. Um, I want to go in on today's 5 minute and overlook today's session. We were gapping up, pretty sizable gap after Trump said he was going to delay tariffs with China. So we were gapping up right near the 281.27 area. We had a bit of a pullback and then a breakout with a nice channel breakout from about 280, 88 up to the highs at about 281.30. So room there to make a play on a quick call. As you can see, you could have, saw that coming with the converging MACD. Our EMAs crossed up to the upside as well. But what I really want to focus on in this session is this triple top resistance. As you can see, held up perfectly on the 5 minute chart. We had an extended MACD. It reversed here, and we sold off the entire day. After that, we even broke through a daily support level at 279.97. It did initially hold, broke into the close, and continued selling off. And as you can see here, we are continuing the sell off after hours, now trading at about 278.45. So what we could take away from this session so far is that the bulls failed to amass this triple top as we, were going to expect. I mean, look at this. This is crazy. This can't sustain. What we do need to look for is throughout the rest of the week, where is this going to hold up? When is the buying going to come in? Is there going to be buying coming in? We have to look at what levels are going to hold. That's why all these are marked up on the daily chart like that. I have all my supports marked out just for a clean roadmap. But what we can take away is that there was no buying after that rejection. Nothing. Bulls are pretty tired. What we can say is the gap sort of was close to filling. It didn't totally fill from Friday's session. It did get filled after hours since we're now trading down here. But that's something to definitely keep an eye on. We're going to have to wait and see where we open up tomorrow to judge what's going on. Like I said, it's hard to tell. We'll have to adjust in the morning. But what I want to do now is get you prepared for whatever way the market goes. If we do continue to reject off this 281.27 triple top, I have short setups. And, if the breaks in the market continues higher, I have long setups. Right now, I'm going to start with Microsoft. I want to pull this up for you guys. I like this setup a lot. We'll go to the daily chart. I have this top channel resistance marked here at 112.22 from August, November, and even December. It was a congested area, pretty important resistance level. If this breaks, it has room to run towards the highs up here. But right now, we did reject that today. Our MACD might have a little bit of a pullback. As you can see, the EMAs are a bit overextended. We'll go to the 5 minute. It got up near it, failed to break, and, kind of had a consolidated move throughout the rest of the day. Not much selling going on, not much buying. It kind of just stalled out, whereas the SPY really started to fade out over the day. As you can see, Microsoft held pretty strong. It closed the gap barely by a few ticks and, just stalled there. So this is an interesting setup given the fact that the MACD just crossed on the weekly and our EMAs are pointing up. So we can look for a breakout to the upside. We're going to have to focus in on what the overall market is doing. We don't want to fight those trends. But it's definitely an interesting setup to keep in mind. Like I said, we do have that resistance area. It's pretty clean. If that breaks, we have upside targets towards the highs. So that's one I wanted to look at. We're going to go over to MasterCard. This is another nice setup. Go to the daily chart. Almost of a double top here. We rejected it and sold off on the gap. We opened up right near it, actually, and failed it right at the start. and continued to sell off. So this is something I prefer to trade on the daily chart. I don't really like day trading these kind of stocks. They're easier for me to trade on a daily chart. With that being said, we did reject this level. Like I want to focus on where we open tomorrow. Um, we have this MACD. It's pulling into zero. We're gonna have to see. This has been a nice uptrend. Is it going to break? Where are we going to pull back to? If we do pull back, we got to capture that move on the downside. This is a great setup to look at. Like I said, we do have this double top here. Rejected at the open. We're going to go over to the weekly. Weekly's a bit overextended. We might pull back into the support here at about 215.86, roughly 8 points from where we closed today. So definitely some room to work with. The options are, available to you on the stock like this. But definitely something to keep in mind. We're going to have to keep an eye on our short-term EMAs and moving average indicators. Our MACD, will this reject the neutral trend and start going red? Volume has been light of late, so we're going to have to keep that in mind. Definitely one to add on to your watch list. It's going to be exciting. I'm excited about this. We have a great directional movement coming for us, expected. I think everybody else has expected somewhat of the same, as volatility has really been stagnant over the last 2 months. We're going to go over to Verizon now. This is a nice long setup possibility. A nice wedge breakout, or we started the breakout. We have that MACD supporting upside movement. We're posting higher lows on the weekly. The EMAs still aren't there yet. We'll go over to the daily. The daily's a bit overextended. We might look for a pullback. If the market does pull back and this consolidates around support, it could be a nice entry. We'll have to follow the overall market for this, but Verizon has been somewhat strong relative to the overall market during its previous sell-off. During the market's bounce, we've seen somewhat of a consolidation on Verizon, looking for another leg up. With that being said, definitely one to keep on the back burner just in case for the upside on the SPY. So I have one more I wanted to go over, and that's match, symbol MTCH. Another similar double top rejection pattern. The MACD did just cross to the downside. The EMAs are following as well. But we do have a clean rejection. As you can see here, the weekly chart is overextended on the MACD weekly. And a clean rejection. So we're going to see, where is this going to pull back? If it does pull back, can we capture a move on it? The short side has been burned recently over the past 2 months. As you can see here, this is just anyone who's been trying to short anything has been squeezed out of their positions pretty early. And that's something we're going to have to keep in mind and focus in on what's going to happen. Are we going to have a change of environment? If we are, let's adapt to it and really focus in on it, nailing those moves. We have setups available to us for those of you who like to swing trade, for those of you who also like to day trade the SPY. We always have opportunity in this every single day. I always say that. That's the reason I trade this, because there's always an opportunity. Like I said, volatility has been kind of stale recently. Today was a great trading day off of our trend lines. You can see here at the top, rejected, could have been a short entry, and you could have been short through the rest of the day. With that being said, it's going to be exciting to go forward. So I'll talk to you guys in chat. We'll get that all worked out, how it goes. Have a great night.